Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Every month we hear about companies laying off large numbers of employees. So what do you do when that employee is you? Here to offer advice on how to bounce back from a layoff, we welcome the author of The Courage Gap, personal development expert, Dr. Margie Warrell. Thank you so much for being here with us.
It's great to be with you, Hannah.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people can relate to this experience because depending on what industry you work in, these layoffs are just becoming more of a fact of life for a lot of us.
Yes, I think we have to remember that there's always been layoffs, and obviously right now we are seeing a lot of them, but this is what it is to be in the workforce. There's always going to be cycles, and learning how to manage yourself when you're going through one of these situations is obviously critical to coming out the other side of it in a stronger position.
Yeah, it can be really scary to encounter in the first place. You've got some great ideas for us to reframe losing your job so it doesn't completely derail your own personal confidence.
Absolutely. Well, let's just be clear. As humans, it's easy to conflate our identity with our job title or our job status. And so when we lose our job, it can be pretty jarring to our sense of identity, to our esteem. Our ego can take a hit. So, firstly, just accept you're human. If you're feeling pretty knocked about by it, that's okay. That's very normal. But what's so important to do is not to over personalize this as an indictment on who you are or a reflection on the value that you have to bring. There is always going to be people who are making decisions based on incomplete information. Sometimes it's just a matter of numbers. So don't make this mean more about who you are and your value than is serving you. Secondly, sometimes there are wonderful opportunities that come out of losing our jobs. So we can sometimes really benefit from turning this into a redirection versus a rejection. Like, okay, I mightn't have chosen this, but it's a wonderful catalyst to step back, to reassess and go, well, what is it I really want to do moving forward? Because a lot of people stay in jobs not because they love their job, but simply because it's familiar, it's comfortable, and they're moving along because of inertia. So use this as just a great opportunity to step back and go, what is it I want to do? And maybe there's something for you coming out of this that's going to put you into a better position, maybe redirecting you onto a path that actually is going to be more rewarding for you too.
It's true, you just never know what that next door to open might be. Well, and it's okay to feel sorry for ourselves, right? But maybe for a moment in time.
Well, look, emotions may not always be rational, but they're very real. And if you're feeling, kicked in the gut, give yourself some time just to feel what you're feeling. There is nothing healthy in sort of washing over it with toxic positivity and going, no, I'm all good, it's all great. No, it hurt. It was disappointing. Maybe you feel shocked. Maybe you're feeling a little anxious. That's okay. But what we have to do is not let those emotions become permanent for us and to give ourselves some time to feel them, but then go, you know what? What is it I want to get from this experience? How do I want to show up? What's the mindset that I want to bring so that I can come out of this in a better place, not a worse one? So yeah, feel what you're feeling, but don't stay in that place. And certainly don't stay in a place of just feeling really sorry for yourself or in a place of anger and blaming everybody else for the circumstance, because that's wasting energy that could be far better expended going out there, tapping your network, updating your resume, taking that time for reflection.
And what about finding a way to ask for feedback after you've been let go? That can sound kind of daunting, but it might be really beneficial.
Absolutely. You mentioned my new book, The Courage Gap. Often when we get knocked down, we don't take the lessons that those setbacks can hold for us. And so, yes, people may not be willing to give you feedback, but you should make sure you're at least asking for it. But ask for it in a way that makes it easier for people to give it to you, and do it so that it's growth and developmentally focused. Look, I would just love to get any feedback you can give me that will enable me to be more successful in my next role. Are there any areas, even just one or two, that you feel I should work on that will help me add even more value and be more of the kind of employee and teammate and leader that will help me excel in the next role? And when you make it very developmentally focused, when you're not about, laying blame, it's all your fault, and you take that feedback in a really positive way, one, it makes them more likely to give you a reference. But two, it actually allows you to make sure you're putting your best foot forward and that you are growing out of this versus just kind of enduring it.
Yeah, like you said, it might reinforce that connection and they can help you find your next role. Possibly that person might be a bigger part of your team moving forward.
Absolutely. You know, often when people are letting people go en masse, they don't always want to do it, right? They're being told you need to let go 30% of the people in your team. And yes, your name happened to be one of those. And it's easy to go, oh, why me? And pity party and all of that. But actually, there is a valuable opportunity for you to learn here, to develop here, even to build your own resilience here. Because we know from the research that we don't thrive and we don't grow when everything goes our way. Actually, sometimes those times when life is the most difficult, when our plans fall apart, we lose a job, that we actually grow the most. But we have to be bringing the right mindset to it, looking for the opportunities, looking for how do we develop ourselves and how do we take this painful experience and actually do something more purposeful with our lives and use it in a positive way.
Great advice. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
My pleasure, Hannah. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Dr. Warrell's book, again, is The Courage Gap, and we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.